Hey everyone, it's me, Empress Arcana, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Hi guys. So today I am recording a comfort character collective tarot reading for this channel, for the channel. Yay. I had like an intuitive call to do this one because I really like the character, and it's something that came in later on in life, but I am going to channel collective messages for those listening from Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. I truly feel that I resonate with certain things in regard to knowing too much. And once you know so much, everything becomes bland, or you might forget the sincerity and compassion that can come along with certain things. And for me, on a personal level, as I continue my personal journey, spiritual journey especially, I realize that it is not about losing these aspects of humanity, that not everything is going to be bad or good. Sometimes it's neutral, and then depending on the meaning that we give it, it becomes that thing for us. And on a personal level, I have been struggling with learning so much about the universe and the cosmos and quantum physics and all these things. I am fascinated by these topics, but once you reach a point on your journey where what does matter? What matters? And that is, maybe we can get some interesting messages from Rick. Again, from myself, I just know that, again, the things I feel passionate about and give meaning to, those are the things that matter to me. And it becomes something very important in our lives where there comes a time in everyone's life where you got to decide for yourself what makes you feel better, what makes you want to expand or create or co-create. What is your driving force? Not what someone else tells you or what you learn from someone else. What is in your voice and your authentic tone? What is it for you? And a lot of people in spiritual awakenings and so forth start to learn that about themselves. Some people go into a nihilistic view of things, because if nothing really matters unless you give it meaning, sometimes people lean toward the nothing matters. But we give meaning to the things, and if we want something to matter, it does. So yeah. All right, enough of my babbling. That's what this is going to be about today. I got an oracle card from the Crystal Spirits Oracle. It's this one. All my oracle decks are super old, but they're still very beautiful. And I am going to read from the book, because we have here rhodonite, and that might give us some hints and clues of where this reading might be headed. Okay? I like to do that with certain decks and see what the overall energy can be. All right. So let's get intuitive. And as always, this is all for entertainment purposes only. All right. So rhodonite, harmony in relationships, easily connecting with others. That's so funny. Generosity, reciprocity, discovering hidden talents to share with others. I love that. It says here, relationships help us to reach our destiny and discover our purpose. And people will come into our lives to be our angels on earth, offering love, encouragement, and resources. I love that in my mind's eye, I can see Rick rolling his eyes, but we're going to keep going with this. And resources for building the lives we want for ourselves. Now is a time to connect to others in a spirit of generosity, for rhodonite spirit is here to help you form healthy partnerships that benefit everyone. Allies can be invisible or come in unexpected guises, so keep your eyes open. Listen to that little voice inside, nudging you to reach out and extend a hand to someone you feel a connection to. This person might have invaluable ideas or solutions to offer you. or be the inspiration that helps you to find the courage to move into unfamiliar territory and express gifts you may not have known you had. The conscious universe works through people. So think about connecting today, if not to an old friend or someone you love, then to someone you've been too shy to approach. Heal the belief that you should do it all yourself. Wow. This is too on point. Oh my goodness. Okay. Heal the belief that you should do it all by yourself. We're in this together. We are meant to work in partnership, exchanging our gifts to better the whole world. That's wild, considering what I was just talking about. Oh my God, I love the intuitive stuff. Okay, so in regards to Rick and what he's gone through, I can definitely feel that it gets to a point on his own journey that it's like, if you want something done right, I better do it myself. That's the vibe. But from this oracle card, it is reminding us that we don't have to do it all by ourselves. If we want to do something by ourselves, cool, but we don't have to. Damn, that's a personal message for me too, honestly. So that is very beautiful. And I love the colors of the card. It takes me into it. It's like an eyeball. 'Cause I don't know if you can see it, guys. But like, yeah. And so let's get with the tarot cards and see what other messages. But I can already hear Rick like sighing and giving this energy of, that is such an annoying message, but I guess if that works for you, that's literally, oh my gosh. But truly, I pick up from the energy that he doesn't want everyone to be bitter or nihilistic. Chaos is, in portion bits, is not bad. Chaos shakes the ground. Chaos creates and makes something that was there be revealed if it was unattended to. That's also what Uranus, the planet of upheaval and chaos and innovation too, because it's that Aquarian energy, Mr. Sky God Uranus, right? And it gives us this perspective of, even in the chaos, we can find ourselves in that rubble, in that chaos, and learn something about that experience. And that is definitely something I can hear Rick talk about. It's like, yeah, I guess everything is an experience. Duh. All right. Yes, what possessed me to channel this guy? He is actually one of my comfort characters. It came in later on in my life because I opened my mind to, expanded my consciousness to other topics, multiverse, quantum physics, and all that. Because sometimes when things continue to go wrong in life and you believe that that's the only thing that you've got, not saying, with the theories of I'm tongue-tied, of the multiverse, of multidimensionality, which I believe we are all multidimensional, but not awake to it. When we awake to these multidimensional layers of self, we are not just stuck on one layer of physical reality. We are able to observe much more. And it leads us to understand people better. And that might help us to understand ourselves better, because we all act as mirrors. Oh my God. Okay, there's one there. And yeah. See what else wants to come through. All right, this is a bonus card. This one says barrier. Yes, I don't remember the name of this deck, but it's a very nice deck. It's a bunch of artists. 78 Tarot. Damn, you heard that, right? It went slap to the ground. Let me get it. Or try to. It's the King of Swords, too. All right. Here we go. All right, so here we have the Two of Swords. We have the card Barrier. And we have the King of Swords. I'm going to get another one. A Nine of Swords. I feel that this is connected to what I was just talking about. Bottom of the deck energy, Knight of Swords. There's a lot. This is so wild. All right, let me put this aside for a moment and get intuitive with you. Okay. All right. With the Two of Swords, this is a card normally depicted by a woman with a blindfold and the swords crossing like over her chest. Or, so with this card, as a matter of fact, let me get it. We got lightsabers instead of swords. I love that. Interesting. The geometric shapes. This is kind of giving a little. I thought that I was going to do the. Oh God, I forgot what it's called. Metatron's cube, but that would be a little bit more. Not this elongated over here, but regardless. Light and dark. There's a balance. And what I love about the depiction of this card is exactly that. Sun and moon, light and dark. And there's a knowing. And I feel that Rick obviously knows this. Part of me feels that he'll choose chaos any day. But there is a balance that is set in our reality, in all realities, in all dimensional layers. We all have our set of rules that function in those dimensions. And with the Two of Swords, it is a card of, there's a bit of indecision, stuck in an in-between state. So sometimes when we feel disconnected from reality because everything has gone a certain way and it feels kind of helpless, you feel helpless. It's like whatever decision I make, whatever, thing I do, it doesn't come out the way I want it to come out. And yes, I can talk about surrender and all that, but that's not fun sometimes, especially when you're stuck in it. So with the Two of Swords is a decision that eventually leads you to choose, because the Two of Swords is seen as a stalemate. You can stay in the in-between, but sometimes you have to make a decision to pick one side. It doesn't always have to be that way, but sometimes that is just what is set up for you so that you can learn from that experience. And I know that Rick has thought about this a lot, because in his own life, no matter how smart, no matter if he's genius level, things happen in his life that why, right? And that's very valuable data, but also very relatable on a day-to-day basis, because we as human beings follow a set of rules. We are taught from childhood that, okay, if we do this, we can eventually reach this. And then with time, we learn that's not the case. No matter if you follow something like sacred doctrine, if you will, and it turns out worse than you thought, or not, or lackluster, something that wasn't as you had planned. And that happens more often than not. And it can really detonate something inside of certain people where it's like, what is the point? One of the most important factors that I've learned is to share those insights out loud to yourself or with others, friends, family, whoever, someone that you trust. And if you don't have someone that you trust, speak out loud until you start trusting yourself. If that's because I understand some people they can't even trust themselves. And that's a whole ass journey in itself, man. So with Barrier, even though it's like a freaking UFO, like, it's so interesting. Hiding behind. Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay, I see where this is going, especially in conjunction with the Rhodonite card. Some of us know and feel, man, I want to meet new people. I want to meet people of my tribe, of like-minded individuals. But we don't know how to present ourselves. Or we might feel that, what's the point? I'm not going to find people like me. And sometimes we hide away. We create barriers to the unknown. So that's where the in-between, the stalemate comes from sometimes. Where we can stay. Let me get water. Okay. Where we can stay in our known reality, but we don't want to step into the unknown because it isn't familiar. So in this example, if it's new friends or starting a new chapter in life, but you've never tried this before and it's scary, sometimes we create barriers to stay in the same situation because the known situation, even if it might not be favorable, it's the familiar. And that is more comfortable to our aching nervous system. That is like, listen, I'm here trying to keep you surviving, and you want to do something new while you're about to like fall apart? Honey, don't do that. That's the vibe. But King of Swords, rising from the darkness, the shadows. And it's interesting because we have, that's like the moon behind the guy. And then we have like bats, I think, or I think those are bats. Some flying creatures in the background. Yeah, and this one is it's a very interesting card. Very much the nightmares we create in our head, but it's interesting that it's a tree. Okay, I have theories about this. So the Nine of Swords in tarot is depicted by anxiety and these nightmares that we create in our mind, where if we don't tend to the traps of the mind in the Eight of Swords, we really do become trapped by them in the Nine of Swords, because the minor arcana tells a story. Okay, and by the time that we're at the Eight of Swords, the woman with the blindfold surrounded by swords and tied up, there's a very interesting way of looking at it. We can look at it in a glimpse and be like, how is she going to get out of there? But then upon closer inspection, she's not even she's not even tied up that roughly. She can undo the knot. I don't know. Where there's a will, there's a way. I truly believe that. And it's interesting because that is not something I wanted to hear when I was younger. I was told this by my humanities professor back in college, with a certain situation that happened. And when I heard that, it was like a slap to the face, because in that moment, I'm like, I was just in a car accident. I couldn't attend your class because I was in a car accident. You tell me where there's a will, there's a way. I was furious. And when I realized, I was like, you know what? It sucks, but he's not wrong. If we really want to do something, we do it. But we have to be honest with ourselves if we don't want to, right? So in my situation, it's like, well, I was in an accident. I couldn't make it on time, but whatever. If the professor counted it against me, it is what it is. And I can just let go of that because I did my very best. I showed up, even with, through the accident. It's fine. It is what it is. So where there's a will, there's a way, in the context of the mind. Because what we have control over is our thoughts. Okay? What we have control over is ourselves. So, like I was talking about in the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, if we let a thought take over ourselves and we lose our sovereignty in the way we think, that will can become distorted. or it can make us feel like a victim instead. Sometimes in life, things happen and we have no control over those things, even more serious situations. And in those moments, what we can do is just be like, I did the best I could. And you know it. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that, even though there's still a sense of defeat because the thing happened. And it's such a painful thing. And that's what I see in this reading. But I also see emergence. Okay? I see emergence. I see King of Swords. And what I hear Rick saying, it's like, just do the thing you want to do. Forget about if... I'm careful with his, like, he's really out of pocket. And I hear a lot of things that he wants to say. And it's like, just do what you want to do. That's what I keep hearing. Just do what you want to do. In a more balanced way. Look at the situation. But maybe he's right. Stop overthinking. Because I do see a lot of thinking. Because there's swords. And then a bonus card that's the barrier. There's a lot of thinking and thoughts in this collective right now. So maybe what you need is just inspired action. Because the thinking is keeping you stagnant. And it is not allowing you to learn new perspectives or see or try. Because you're kind of stuck. Like in quicksand, just sinking with those same thoughts. Let's get some more cards because that was like a lot. That was a deep dive here. Let's get from this one. Like, just do what you want to do. Ah. All right, let's see. Ow. Let's see what comes through. We have fire. Very much. Okay. Confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So we have a Sagittarius full moon happening on the 31st of May. So maybe that has something to do with it. We have here fire. So definitely very much in alignment with what Rick is saying in my mind's eye. I know that sounds weird to say, but whatever. What I'm hearing Rick say. If you want to do something, do it. Don't think it. Sometimes you just got to take the action. And that might work for some people. Because there are other people that are planners that want to have a clear strategy or plan before they take action. But some people might work better by just taking action because we get into analysis paralysis and we don't do something. We just stay there. Like, but if we don't do it, this, that, whatever. In fact, I had that feeling earlier today because I'm like, I want to do this reading, but I'm feeling a lot of pain in my body, a lot of like personal stuff happening. And I was just like, but you know what? I want to do it. Let's do it. We have here Jupiter. Okay, excuse you. We have Jupiter, grow and expand. Oh, that's gorgeous. So again, Jupiter is a teacher, philosopher, energy of the planet. Jupiter, huge. Big Jupiter. And expansion on the level of, remember with the Rhodonite, it is about not doing it all alone. So if you're possibly stuck in analysis paralysis because you want to do something all on your own, maybe you can talk to a trusted individual and share your ideas and expand on them. And that'll help it grow because the luck of Jupiter will do that for you. That is a very lucky energy. That is a benefic planet. And we have 2 benefics in the sign of Cancer right now. So there is a lot of that home security energy. Like, you can feel safe here. So it is okay to try if you feel inclined to, if it feels right for you. Always ask yourself those questions. Always ask yourself even a check-in question. Okay? The 3rd house. Early learning, childhood relations, the relational mind, and communication, which is very important. I'm seeing that the way that this collective wishes to communicate more passionately, to share these passionate ideals. And Rick is like, then do it. Communicate it. Say it. Say what you want to say. Say it like you mean it. This is the time to do it. Nothing's holding you back except yourself. That is what I am picking up from this. One more. I feel like getting one more. Fixed. Okay. Stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability. Sorry, I was like, can I see this? These are the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So we have a lot going on with the fixed signs right now, actually, with Pluto and Aquarius. We have Mars in Taurus, the planet of action. So we're pacing ourselves more, and that's okay. Leo, we have Leo energy. We have Jupiter moving into Leo later this year, I believe. I think at the end of June. Don't quote me on it. I think that's where it's going. And that's going to be a more sociable time, especially with the air signs. There's a lot going on here. So if you have like water or earth dominant placements, they take their time. They are more pacing themselves, especially earth signs. Earth signs pace themselves. Water signs can really get lost in the emotions of the thing, but they're very intuitive about the thing. And fire is passionate and air is very flighty. So fire and air together rise above so quickly. And in this reading, I'm seeing this King of Swords energy wanting to rise above the thoughts. And it's very beautiful considering we have the Nine of Swords next to it. And what I talked about with the barrier and the Two of Swords. Let's see what else wants to come through. I'll get from here. So I will definitely, I'll see how this video does. Okay. All right, we have Nimue. Seek the counsel of crystals. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's very cool, considering that the crystal is right here. So the council of friends, the council of you, which is something I'm working on, by the way, but that will be for another video. We all have an inner council, and we can call our friend group our council as well. How we see things, we get new perspectives with our council. We ask questions, we seek guidance. And what I'm seeing here in this card, Nimue, that card, I'm so sorry. And so if you guys have questions about the things that you wish to do, this is a good time to ask them. That's what I'm hearing. And Rick is like, he's just dancing in the background, like, say what you want to say. Very supportive in this reading. And I feel that in this council, in this something, this mineral, this crystal, this something magical, you will find something that will light you up. Something that you say or do will light you up and make the journey, like the rising up of the King of Swords, much easier. That's what I heard. Let's get another one of these. I wish they would not fly off to the floor. I don't think the camera caught that, but that's fine. We got Oroki, boundaries. Okay. Again, boundaries and barrier. That's very interesting. So for this collective, I feel a lot of you have gone through something that broke your trust with people. And you're recovering from that. And that's okay, because I understand. I think that the most deep thinkers and feelers have gone through very deep betrayals with others. Sometimes family, sometimes friends, sometimes partners, romantic partners. And when these things happen, it creates boundary. Well, we got to create the proper boundaries, not barriers. The barrier in this case, in this reading, what I'm picking up intuitively might be a protective layer that you've created, but there might be a level of avoidance. Yeah, I love how Rick is just staying quiet for that one. And boundaries they're necessary to have. And maybe where you've created a barrier, there weren't proper boundaries before. And now that those fixed emotions here in this card, those fixed thoughts and feelings have kept you from opening up to sharing yourself with other like-minded individuals or other individuals in general. So this group, this collective I'm feeling, is trying to emerge from maybe years of not being as sociable as they'd like, maybe feeling that they will never find another person that is like them intuitively or like through the way of expression and thinking. But I'm seeing here with communication that that's going to change. And it does take time, and that's fine. You do you. But this is showing me that there's going to be an expansion in communication and passion, how you express yourself, and you will have a new set of boundaries and a proper counsel of individuals that understand you. That's actually very beautiful. Let's get from here. La, 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 la. Wubba lubba dub dub. I can't. All right. Okay, we got tension with the solar plexus. Now, solar plexus energy is our, like, around our stomach. It's our confidence. Here it says release. The trigger statement on this card states, I have nothing left. This is the vibe of the whole damn reading. And then that tension, and then the true statement says, I nurture myself, which this is probably what you've been doing. And the message here says, Dear one, it is time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be. In that place of rest, healing will unfold. So I feel that this is something that you guys have created for yourselves. And that's why it's taking its time for you to open that circle, that sacred space for other people. Because you're creating the safe space for yourself first. And that takes time, and that is valid. So again, follow your own rhythms and understand if something doesn't feel right, pay attention. Because only you have the answers as to what that would mean for you. Oh, these cards are all... Some of them are upside down, some of them are not. Okay. Ooh, this is, if I'm not mistaken, crown chakra, or... Yes, I believe it's crown chakra. Yes. It says transmutation. Trigger statement says, I don't know who I am. DNA repairing. You're repairing parts of you. This is such a beautiful reading. And the true statement says, I am. So you are probably doing major identity work here, collective. The collective that chose this reading. And honestly, that falls for Rick too, because there's a lot of things that, even though, again, you can be a genius, you can know a lot, but there are still, we're not perfect. Rick is like, who says? I can't. And it's also on the bottom part here, it says, there is no efforting required for this shift. Be present and allow every aspect of your being to transform. Oop. So you are transforming. Transformers. Anyway, so what that's showing me is that you are in a process of evolving the self and trusting the process of it. Let me get from here. Actually, I want to get from here. I don't know how I'm going to interpret these, but this is a fun deck. It's like all food items. Let's see. I might channel and do another reading with Rick, co-oping, as I've been calling it when I channel with someone. Let's see. Oh my God, of all the cards, I got the ultimate. I got the slice. I got the pizza slice. I love it. I love pizza. Okay. All right. Let's see what else wants to come through. Enough. Oh, frick. Freaking dropped to the... If there's anything that this reading has had, a bunch of cards flying to the floor. Oh, look, the Berg. The Berg. We got pizza and burgers. Nice. Okay. So, what this is giving, I'm seeing, like, friends gathered and eating pizza and burgers. Like, probably a birthday party, probably an event, and just having some fun. And maybe there's going to be some interesting communication during that time over pizza and burgers. I love that for you. All right, let's get one of these. All right. Okay, that one just wanted to come out. That peacock is making me think of Hera. All right, candle illumination. Something is going to be illuminated during this event. Maybe this has to do with the full moon on the 31st. This is giving a new way of looking at communication. It's going to illuminate you. It's going to light the way into better understanding of the self. And you're going to really be enjoying it. There's just so much. The reading started with a lot of tension because of these cards that I pulled. Cone of power at the bottom of the deck. Energy. All right, let me put that there. All right. Let's get one of these. All right. Honestly, like, Rick is just like, I'm hearing him say, this looks exciting for them. They should go and do it, whatever this is. And try something new out. He's giving the advice of trying something new, and he wants to take your pizza. If you guys have pizza, he wants it. This is so freaking random. All right, missed the card I got. Let's see what it says. Always do your best. Take action without expecting a reward. Well, frick. Why is this reading a troll in itself? In the back of the card, it says, do your best and take the action because you love it. Not because you expect a reward. When you take action without expecting a reward, you enjoy every action. And you can even receive greater rewards than you imagined. Okay, on a personal level, that's damn true. Because when there is expectation attached to an action, let's say this situation, let me get water again. This situation that we have put together with the pretty cards. Okay. This situation that we put together with these cards, you emerge, you do something bold, whatever. You do it. But these noises from outside, goodness gracious. But if you take the action with the intention not being to just enjoy what you're going to do, you're doing it with the expectation of receiving something else along it. If there is disappointment, then you're not going to want to do that thing again. That's happened to me. And I've had to do a lot of internal healing over these, like rewiring my brain in terms of this, because like I was talking about earlier in the reading, sometimes life presents us with things that we don't want. But they just happen, and we just got to keep going regardless, because what else is there, And that's why when we reframe the way that we experience things, make meaning out of what's been helping me personally is making meaning that I can resonate with. So every single thing, I've been rewiring my brain with meanings and archetypes and symbols that resonate with me instead of just borrowed doctrine from someone else. That is what's been helping me. So maybe that can help you. And I wanted to share that. So again, take action without expecting a reward. I mean, come on. Really? Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to get... I think this will be the last card. Because this reading has been a lot about... Don't worry. I'm going to do tiles and astro dice as well as added little bonuses here. So what I'm seeing is that you will be taking action. You might make new friends. You might start a new job, dating some new beginnings. New beginnings. But remember to just do it because you want to try something new. You want to give yourself a shot again at something. Don't attach too much expectation. Not because you cannot do it, but because if you're wired currently that you will feel disappointed and it might hinder future progress, then don't attach too much to it. You can stay detached and still love someone. I've been learning that myself too. So let's get one of these affirmator cards and we'll end the reading there. Oh, after getting the little tiles and stuff. All right. Impermanence. Interesting. So this is the card. All right. It says, life is always changing and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the synchronicities in this reading. I feel like, I want to say personally called out, but I know that a lot of people can resonate with these themes as well, but holy moly. All right. Life is always changing and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. I hope I said that right. Yeah. These two are going hand in hand, if I'm not. Always do your best, take action without expecting a reward and impermanence. So it is important. Enjoy the burger, enjoy the pizza slice, and then just enjoy that moment. Because all we have is our experiences of the moment. And I've been learning also that when we revisit memories, they're never the same. The harder something was on us, the more it left a scar or a mark or whatever. Those things, we purposely train our minds to not forget. Like we torment ourselves if it's something bad. And it makes me so sad that we do that as human beings. So cut yourself some slack. Try something new if it feels right. Take action without expecting anything. Just enjoy the pizza and the burgers with your friends or family or yourself. Enjoy whatever it is that you like. Maybe you don't like pizza and burgers, so have proper boundaries when it comes to other people too. Protect your energy, protect your space. It's very important. Even Rick is like protective of himself, even if he has done so many things, but it's out of his choice. He goes, okay, well, I'm going to do this because I want to. He wreaks havoc and shit, but that because he wants to. But if he doesn't want to do something, he won't do it. But he chooses sovereignly. So that's another lesson here. Choose with sovereignty. Choose what you want to do. And own up to that later on if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. That's a big one too. Because a lot of us make decisions and then we can't take accountability that, oh shit, well, I've been throwing some curse bombs here. I'm sorry. But, oh, well, I did this, but no. Take accountability, even if it sucks. You know, just say, well, this happened. I fudged up. I made a mess of things. Or, well, this happened. I was victimized. I was exploited. Well, I still chose to follow this thread. Own up to it. And that's the first step to kind of healing from it too. Because the more that you hurt yourself thinking, oh, I did this. I was stupid. How can I have been this dumb? I've had situations where people would tell me, why would you do this? Why did you let them take advantage of you like that? I wasn't thinking they were taking advantage of me. I didn't purposely want to be hurt by someone. I just followed my heart. I followed my intuition. I followed the intent, the thread. And sometimes it leads you to something, but you always learn something from it. It's just sometimes harder to see what the candle, like the illumination of what exactly did you learn from that experience. But it's there. It happens, you know. Just be kind to yourself always. Share, you know, extend some grace. I always say this too because I need to remind myself as well. So let's get some tiles. I've been saying too much personal stuff in this video. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't move the camera. I will have better equipment one day. I will. Okay. Let's get some... Madam, I want to get some tiles. Why are you being so difficult? All right. There. Razzle dazzle them. Rat. Someone might have been a rat. Oh, that's a blank. That's a little blank tile. That could be anything you want it to be. I don't know why. The two T's, I thought of martinis. I don't know. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Ratty. You ratty. You so ratty. Oh, RS. These are some initials there. Ratties. Ratties by Rick Sanchez, RS. Okay. I love this. This is his message to us. That's really funny. All right. Let's get... Let me make sure I don't drop them because, my goodness, I drop everything apparently. These are zodiac signs, houses. I need planets. There we go. Planets. Also, I didn't really... If you guys have watched to this point and have enjoyed it, thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe, share if you'd like. I don't know, but I'm a tiny channel trying to, you know, expand my horizons. And I would love for others to visit my channel and test the waters because I have a lot of different content that, especially channeled readings. I do the comfort character ones, which are really random, whatever wants to come out. I have the Beyond the Veil readings where I channel figures that have passed on, and I channel collective healing messages for the people listening. Could be for fans and stuff like that. I also do celebrity healing tarot readings, which are, you know, you guessed it, celebrity readings, but with a twist. It's not, I don't go for the tabloid gossipy stuff. I channel their psyche and I try to get some healing messages for them and for the collective if it resonates, because sometimes even if it's a reading about someone else, there might be something in there that helps you see yourself better, like a mirror that we can look into. Okay, so there's that. Let's do the astro dice. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we got fourth house, and we got Capricorn, and we got Saturn. Okay, really? Wow. Saturn, and then Cancer, because that is, oh, the ratties got, that's so funny though. So fourth house is Cancerian energy. It is of the home. We were talking about this earlier. With Jupiter and Venus currently in Cancer, transiting. Saturn is the structure. Okay, if you need any type of reminder of how to build the way that you'd like to build, or any assistance, Saturn is the planet that will, it's like the vibe is, let's get down to business. Because Saturn wants you to succeed, but the trials of Saturn can be really, really tough, because Saturn doesn't play. If you want something, he wants to see you work hard toward it. Show the dedication, the devotion, and stay the course. The more consistent you are, the more Saturn rewards you. So maybe that action that you take, don't expect a reward right away with Saturn. That is definitely an energy. And Capricorn, similar. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And it is an energy of bringing into your physical reality what grounds you, what brings you security, what feels structured. Okay? And that will bring you the pizza and burgers. I don't know. I just felt like saying that. So, all right. I'm closing the channeling session with Rick. I know that he was a little bit here and there, but I hope to bring him in another reading, because I do get intuitive hits while I am channeling. It's just that this is what came through for now. Anyway, me thinking about, I'm like, what, my brain cells are like, boop, boop. I kid. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed it. You can leave your requests in the comment section. I take requests for comfort characters, beyond the veil readings, for celebrity healing readings as well. And I also have my Etsy shop for all sorts of goodies and readings as well. My channeled readings, I have video readings that you can purchase on my Etsy shop, empressarcana.etsy.com. All that info is in the link in the description. You know, it's all over my YouTube. And if you are inclined to request a personal comfort character reading, I have so many, guys. That's basically what I do on Etsy for now. So yes, all right, close the channel. Thank you guys for sticking around until the end, and I hope to see you again next time. Take care, and till the next one. Yeah. All right, bye guys.